Hey, what's up guys, it's Lego Hobo 910 here with another Lego video, and in this video I'm reviewing set number 75175, A-Wings Starfighter. And they have made like 3 or 4 different versions of the A-Wings before I know. They've made at least 3. 2 of them had A-Wing in the name, the other was kind of a side build. And this is the most recent version, and I think it looks a lot better than previous A-Wings. I have one of the previous A-Wings, it's not the most recent, so if you want me to do a comparison video, let me know and I will gladly. But now, let's get right into the review. So first up, we have this kind of little maintenance cart ammo carrier thing. And I like when they include these in sets because it makes it look and feel a lot more realistic. Normally you don't see them on the front of the box because normally the front of the box is this Starfighter flying through space like you would expect to see it. So normally you won't even know that they're there unless if you've seen a review or looked at the back of the box or like own the set. But I love when they include these because it gives it a sense of realism. It gives you a lot more to do with the set other than just fly it around, because this gives you something more. You know, you can actually load the ship, put the person on the ship in a proper way. But yeah, that's just my personal feelings, and it fits one person here who can just grab these 2 levers, this ground crew here. If we just pull them out, you can see it's a fairly simple little seat build, and there's that very commonly used console piece. It's a sticker. I think I've seen that quite a few times. I might be confusing it with another sticker. That just has these little lights on the other side. There's also this little welding piece here and a coffee cup. I think it's kind of funny that they managed to sneak that in to Star Wars, because normally on any desk space in Lego City or just like the front of a vehicle, they normally put a coffee cup for them. And then this can pop off, and it will also pull off this welding. And you can put the ground crew's wrench there in that slot. And then that attaches there, 2 spare bits of ammo. They really detailed this up with some grill plates, some slopes. There's just a little sticker there. And if you open it up, there's nothing in there. Just a little compartment. I mean, I don't really get why they put the compartment. I like it, though. I wish they would have included something in there, like some spare parts or something, or some tools. Just, you know, something in there. Maybe a blaster, I don't know. Just something in there, because right now it just seems kind of odd to have that open. And there's also this little back bit here with the ladder. Also, there's that caution tile. That is a tile, not a sticker. And that's just attached with a clip, and you can pull that off. And then you bring it up to your A-Wing, and then the pilot climb up that and get into the A-Wing. It's just a simple little yellow ladder piece, which I just realized I have backwards. There's those little holes, and you don't want to be seeing those, so oops. And yeah, this is nicely shaped. And if you just set it on the ground, you can easily slide it in. Though it feels kind of weird if you're trying to do it in the air, because it feels like you should do that. But that doesn't work. And then on the bottom of this, there's a few slider plates there on the main section, but then on the back there aren't any slider plates, so that's kind of a shame, making it kind of hard to slide this around when you have the back attached. But if you don't, it's really easy to slide around. But now let's get into the main A-Wing. So here's the A-Wing, and something that they haven't managed to get right on any of the other A-Wings is the angle of the fins and the thrusters back here. So that's definitely the biggest improvement. I feel like the shaping here is a bit blocky, though, the way it kind of steps down there. I think they could have improved that. And there are quite a lot of stickers on this set. You can see some right on either side there. That's 4 stickers there. There's also 3 stickers up at the front there. Oh, wait, 5 stickers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so this is a very sticker intensity set. Plus there's also 2 on those fins, 2 on those fins. Yeah, I also like the overall shaping of this. There's these 2 blaster cannons on either side that can be turned 360 degrees. And I like these big pieces. I think it gives it better shaping, though once again that's kind of blocky there leading into that. Like the use of the angles here. I feel like they put the red accents in just right, and the engine shaping, once again, the angling here, it can still be angled a little bit, but not much. Besides, you want it turned fully in. There's these little thrusters back here, which are built in a really creative way, and I like the way they did that. And then there's the main thrusters here, which look really good. That's the biggest improvement on this A-Wing, is those fins. I feel like I'm ranting about it, but that's the biggest important part. And then there's these 2 little gray bumps there. If you push on those, It shoots your spring-loaded shooters. And I'm fine with spring-loaded shooters, though sometimes I feel like they're not hidden well. I love when they have stuff like this. Like on the U-Wing, they had something similar to this where you just push down on these two little things which are very well hidden and it shoots them. Plus, you probably didn't even know they were there. You only really see them if you turn to the bottom. Speaking of turning to the bottom, there's these 3 bits of landing gear here which you can just fold down. These don't quite fold all the way back. Yeah, that's some landing gear, and you fold those and then it can fly. It sits at a really weird angle when you have the landing gear folded up, but then you can fly through space properly. And yeah, it looks pretty good on the bottom there. I'm just going to put those back up so that way I can continue reviewing it. And they also shaped the bottom pretty well, so I think they did a good job there. So this is one of those spaceships that would look good hanging up because the bottom doesn't look horrible. And then the cockpit just opens. Fits one minifig in there, and it's not attached by studs. It's one of those weird leg bracket things. Little sticker there. It's quite roomy in the cockpit, actually. And then also, there's the hole there in the back. There's a little sticker there. And you can just pop off that whole top, and there's a big storage compartment here. And it's only meant to store one little pistol for the pilot. But that's a lot of space, and I'm glad that they used the space and didn't include a bunch of extra bricks and bump up the price a bit to fill that space. And I'm glad they just let it empty and then put this in, and that goes back when it feels kind of like, if you have the cockpit open, it feels like you would want to put it there. No, you're supposed to put it right there. And I think that they did a fairly good job on. And that's one thing that happens quite often. If you push down too hard, those will fold up. But I feel like they did quite a good job shaping that around using these angle plates. It doesn't look like it's kind of weird and bumped out. It looks like it fits really well. And then the cockpit forms perfectly into it. It's just really well designed and looks like it would cut through space really well, even though space has no air. But yeah, it looks like it would cut through the air well, which there is none of in space. But yeah, it's really well designed, smooth looking, except for those bumpy bits. The shooters are hidden away well, and I managed to catch one of those. The other one went somewhere under the table. But yeah, overall I think it's a pretty good build. Our first minifig here is Lando, and he seems kind of like a very random inclusion, though I'm glad we got him because it's been a while since we've got a new Lando. But he doesn't really seem to fit in this set. I mean, like, you should put him in a set that makes sense for Lando. The A-Wing doesn't really make sense for Lando. He never drove one. He was never in one. I mean, there were probably a few shots that he was in where there was an A-Wing in the background, except it doesn't really seem like he fits the set, but it's a good minifig nonetheless. The pants are pretty simple. They're just gray pants. Wish they would have added a bit of printing there. Like the chest print. Has the little badge there, the little rope. Let's just move this gun out of the way. It's just a normal, medium-sized gun with a little Technic pin on the end. I like when they build up the guns, though I wish they would make, like, different molded guns for certain characters who have distinct guns. Yeah, I like the chest printing here. It has a belt, some little flaps there on the top, a little rope going around. It's in dark nougat there, and it has the badge. And they put the badge on the left side, but they could put it on the right, and it would have worked either way. I'd prefer it on the right, but in the movie, the badge is constantly popping around. That's a little continuity mistake in the movie. But I think it would have looked better on the right, but that's just a little nitpicky thing. Tan arms. Looks pretty good. I like the hairpiece they used. Like the Falcon hairpiece. Looks pretty good. I like it. He has this blue clothy cape. It's the more clothy capes and not the papery capes. Like that, they did that. And his face here is a really Lando-y face. It's some big smirk grin. It just really fits Lando with that one eyebrow raised. I really like that face. The other face is not nearly as good. It's just a little tiny smirk, but... And then also, I don't even have to take off the cape because it's a nice cloth cape. Yay! Let's just get a little light in there, though, because you can't see it from the shadow of the cloth cape. Very simple back printing, but I'm fine with that because it's going to be covered up by the cape most of the time. Just a few wrinkles. The belt carrying over. But yeah, overall, I think this is a pretty good minifig, though he does seem random, and oh gosh, his hair covering his face makes him look terrifying. yeah, it's a good minifig. He just doesn't really seem to fit in the set. It just seems kind of like they're like, oh, it's been a while since we made Lando. Let's put him in a set. But there aren't any sets in this wave that fit Lando. Just throw him in the A-Wing. That's good enough for us. It's felt like that's the conversation they had down at LEGO HQ, wherever they design their sets. But I think he's a pretty good minifig, just doesn't fit the set. Now we have somebody who really fits the set. This is the A-Wing pilot. And don't quote me on this, but this might be designed after Green Leader. It doesn't say that on the box, though. It just says A-Wing pilot. But I think this might be designed after Green Leader. His helmet shape looks familiar, and I'm pretty sure Green Leader wears green. But yeah, I think this is designed after Green Leader, not sure though. Like the torso printing, there's those respirator boxes with the weird overall things that pilots wear. A bunch of tubing going down over the front, though that white printing, the white on the dark tan there looks good. It looks very white, and then the white hips look good because that's molded in white. Then when they print it onto the green, it looks kind of mint greenish. That's something that LEGO struggles with a bunch, is whenever they print white, it always seems to be transparent and look kind of like the color underneath it. I think if they just printed some black or dark color under it and then printed it over, it would work, but I mean, the hip printing there is pretty good. He just has this little pistol, which I showed you before. There's just a little bit of back printing there, which is the best. I really like the helmet. It's a nice shape. Has a lot of printing and detailing. Some sand blue, dark tan, dark red. Looks really good. It also has a bunch of shaping and depth. Has a little bit of black. Looks really good. I like the helmet. The face underneath is, it's just kind of a generic looking face. No second face. That's something that kind of bothers me about pilots, is, like the LEGO pilots, is they never give any of them unique face unless if they're meant to be based on someone. Though then again, if this is meant to be based on Green Leader, he really doesn't have any facial hair or anything to make his face look that unique. And if it is based on Green Leader, this face would be fine, but I mean, I wish on Rebel pilots they would change up the faces because they all look exactly the same. But yeah, that's just my opinion. So now we have the ground crew, which is a pretty good minifig as well. I like him. He's simple, but he fits with the set. And like I said earlier, I like when they include things like this. So I really like that they included him, and he really fits. Also pretty sure on one of the previous A-Wings, they included something like this, and they included some ground crew. Yeah, he's molded in a lot of dark nougat. He just has this wrench, which I showed you before. There's some little pants pockets there. Something that looks kind of like it's a, I don't remember what those things are called. Walkman, that's it. Looks kind of like he has a Walkman strapped to his belt and then has the headphones going into his pouch there, which I know it's not a Walkman, except it looks kind of like it. And then it also has a silver box there, and it looks very 3D. They did a very good job on that. Little silver clasp there closing his jacket. Just a dark tan hat, which is a fairly common piece. Pretty sure it comes in quite a few LEGO City sets with just some civilians and park rangers. Don't quote me on that, though. He has the belt carrying over, which is the orange-ish, brownish, tannish color thingamajig. And then his face is just fairly simple. It has a little microphone, some eyebrows, and I like that they raised that one eyebrow slightly and gave it a slightly different angle. It gives him some more expression, makes him look better. A few kind of lining details on the face, but yeah, looks pretty good. Overall, I like this set. I think it's an improvement over the previous A-Wing, though there are quite a few stickers. The side build here is really good. The minifigs are good, though. Lando does seem a bit random, but for Lando, he is good. Overall, I think it's a pretty good set. Fits with any Rebel army. That's all, and peace.